up, everybody? Welcome to the Tuman Show. Today, we're in a Boxster 718, not an S, just a regular 2-liter. We're going to ask the question, is 2 liters enough, or is it a disgrace? Because it certainly is getting a lot of hate. They will tell you, if you own a Boxster, it needs to be a 6-cylinder. Or a Porsche, for that matter, needs to have a flat 6. But today, not like literally today, but in today's world, what can you get in a Porsche? You can get it electric. You can get it with a twin turbo V8. So I asked the question, what's wrong with the 4-cylinder turbo? It's the move that everybody's going to. Some basic facts about this car. Like I said, this is the base. So it's a 2-liter flat 4, 300 horsepower. It's not the S. The S came with a 2.5-liter flat 4 with 350 horsepower. Yeah. So, heading to the canyons right now, because that's really where we'll find out, is this thing worth it or not? So, stay tuned. So far, so good. Let's take you along for a little bit of it, and I'll talk you through my thoughts. I can tell you 300 horsepower, 3,000 pound car. This thing's quick. Turbo 4-cylinder is not Porsche's forte, but they do know how to make turbo motors. Sorry for the shaking. That's it's reminiscent of this road, this car, and this car's suspension, and what it's built for. There's a lot of complaints about the engine note. This is a stock motor, stock exhaust, but I forgot. I've got the sport button. Sport exhaust, I should say. There is a sport button too. Let's turn that bad boy on. Why not? This is the place to use it. The track is really the place to use it, but this is these are our back roads, our B roads. Caught up to somebody already. I was trying to give myself a good spot without running into traffic. He appears to be one of us. An old S-Class up here is not a normal thing. Let's give him a chance. That's what I'm talking about. Let's make his life as easy as possible. He made my life as easy as possible. We move on. That's the etiquette we like. So, I just got a little hint of it. And this is the problem with turbo engines. It's a little bit of surging that happens. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't like about turbos. And it's probably a big complaint on this car, because what's your alternative? that good old flat six Porsche motor. And that's where I have to start agreeing. Initially, I was gonna tell you this is a great option. And actually, I take that back. This is still definitely a very good option. At the end of the day, this is a phenomenal car. There are certain things I don't like about it. I found myself in fourth gear on the freeway a lot, with 2 more gears still to go. And why is that? Well, 5th and 6th are severe overdrive gears. So if I'm doing a long road trip, that will come into play. But so much of this driving is meant to be sport. And I get annoyed. Why are you giving me 2 overdrive gears? Make it a 5-speed, make them tight. This thing's speedometer goes up to 175 miles an hour. Where the hell in your right mind are you going to be going that fast in America? Even in Europe, everyone's like, oh, the Autobahn, oh, the Autobahn. You're going to go that quick on the Autobahn on a dedicated, I want to go 150 miles an hour drive. You got to get up early. You got to find the route that doesn't have traffic. And then you got to hit those little spurts. So why give me a 6th gear that goes that fast? Why not just make it 5 and space them out properly? In 3rd gear, let's see, 75, 80, not even at red line, but close. 3rd gear it goes to 80. Why? Make it go to 70 and bring 4th in a little closer. Those are the 2 gears I'm using the most. Alright, we caught up to fire and rescue. This guy is. Let's dial it back. Let's give a little regular impressions of things. So, is this a good car? Absolutely. It's a Porsche. Even though it's a 4-cylinder turbo, even though it's the base model, it's still a great car. Thanks, sir. Is this something you should choose over a flat 6? Maybe. I think that really comes down to a personal decision. With the 6, you have all those questions of, you know, at this point IMS was no longer an issue, but there were still issues with bore scoring and other things. Operating costs and blah blah blah. I haven't heard that same complaint with the 4-cylinder. The thing you hear where they complain about the 4-cylinder is the noise and how sacrilegious it is. But let me remind you, there was another mid-engine Porsche a long time ago called the 914. I'm sure you've heard of it. It was always the bastard child. Sound familiar? And you know what's funny? They sold that with the 6, but only for like a year and a half, 2 years. 70, 71. I don't even think they made it in 72. But you know what they made a lot of was a 914 with a 2-liter. And today, a 914 with a 2-liter is highly sought after. ironically, the 6, the 914-6, also came with a 2-liter, but it was a 2-liter 6. If you think this is the first time Porsche's held down the other car that's not named 911, you'd be wrong, but you already know that by now. This is the base model. This isn't even the S. I think this would destroy a base model 6 in so many ways. I gotta say, I like this thing. So as far as the canyons go, this is definitely a great car. As far as city driving goes, wasn't bad. If I lived in LA, which I do, I would lean more towards the Boxster versus the Cayman, even though I absolutely love the Cayman, because this top goes down and we get a lot of sunshine. Anyways, I'm gonna call this the end of the canyon part, and I'll bring you guys back in just a sec for some more city stuff, city shenanigans, if you will. All right, so hang tight. What's up, everybody? I started editing the video last night and I realized I never gave you guys that outro and the city experience that I talked about at the end. And part of that reason is because when I finally got out of the canyons, I got stuck in so much traffic and I just kind of ran out of time, and I was like, oh, I guess we won't be shooting one from inside the car, but I still wanted to make sure I gave you my final thoughts. A, is the Cayman 718 base model worth the money? Absolutely. Depending on how much you spend. Is it a good car? Absolutely. Depending on how much money you spend. Is it better than a flat 6 911 or a flat 6 Cayman? Probably not. And I think a lot of that comes down to the experience. If you're buying a Porsche, you probably want that flat 6 experience. If you want a really badass mid-engine car, you're not gonna go wrong with that 718. In my research of this final thoughts and whatnot, and of the car itself, I came across a couple other YouTube videos of just how much power you can make with even the 2-liter, let alone not even the 2.5-liter. So overall impressions, it's a great car as long as you're not stuck by that label. It's kind of hard to see, but that's a Porsche flag right there. So if you're adamant that you want the proper Porsche experience, probably not going to cut it for you. You're probably going to be wondering, I should have got the flat 6. What are you giving up? You're giving up a lot of power, a lot of balance, a lot of poise in the name of noise. So anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Hope that's helpful if you're trying to decide. That can kind of give you some good and the bad. And other than that, I got some other work to do. I'm staring at a project that I'm trying to finish up. You can see some doors back there, but that has nothing to do with this video. If you are interested in some of my stuff, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and all that crap that, we shove down your throat just so we can get an additional subscriber. And hopefully that's you. Peace.